today I'm continuing my journey along the Wirral Circular Trail. I'm going to walk from West Kirby to Hooton, a distance of about 12 miles. The route I'll be taking is from West Kirby along an old railway line which went all the way down to Hooton, which is here. This part of the Wirral Circular Trail is called the Wirral Way. Not long after leaving West Kirby, the Wirral Way goes through Ashton Park. Ashton Park was laid out in 1899 and the iron bridge above me joins the lower and upper sections of the park. The old railway line that I'm now following was closed in 1963 and it forms the backbone of Wirral Country Park. About a mile after leaving West Kirby you come to Cubbins Green, and it's a small grassland area which fronts the Dee estuary, and from here you get views across to North Wales, and it's a good spot for bird watching. Just arrived at the car park at Caldy, which will be here. And as you see, I've passed Cubbins Green, the grassland area with access to the beach, and that was only about a mile away from West Kirby. Well, you do get views across the Dee estuary, but on a grey and miserable day like this, the views aren't that great. The Wirral Way passes Wirral Nature Reserve, and it's supposed to be a popular bird watching spot, but I think this weather would put bird watchers off. Over to my left is Caldy Golf Club. Well, I'm just approaching the visitor centre now, and there's an information board here about the old railway, and I assume that the platform I see on the right is or was Hooton Station. Well, the visitor centre is just under 3 miles from West Kirby, and here it is on the map, and that was Wirral Nature Reserve and Caldy Golf Club that we passed earlier on. This is the visitor centre. Looks quite deserted. On my right is Heswell Field, owned by the National Trust, and I think from here you can make your way down to the beach, but not today. Well, on a nice day it probably would be worth wandering down to the beach and exploring the mud flats on the Dee estuary, but it's rather miserable. Well, 5 miles after leaving West Kirby, we're now at Devonport Road, which is this stretch here. And what I believe is this part of the railway line was sold for the development of some houses. So we're kind of on a road now, and there's a break in the line. It must be these houses on the left that were built on the old railway line. I've just come to the end of Devonport Road, and we're now on Riverbank road, which is just here. And this road down here is called Station Road, and I think that's where Wirral Station was. Now, Wirral Station closed to passenger trains in 1956 and to freight in 1962. Right, up on my left is Cottage Lane, and that leads to Gayton, and I think there's a 17th century windmill up there somewhere. And on my left is Wirral Golf Club, and the estuary and North Wales over on my right. I think the golf course must pass the track at this point. But we carry on down the trail. I've now done 7.5 miles and I'm just arrived at Parkgate. Parkgate gets its name from Neston Park, where in the Middle Ages the park was used for deer hunting. The car park here at Parkgate is it's called Rope Walk Car Park, the site of a railway station, but the name Rope Walk actually alludes to its maritime past, where ship's rigging would be laid out. Parkgate had some old swimming baths which were a tidal pool, but once the Dee started to silt up they became unviable. Well, that signposted the old quay down there, so once of a day I assume there would have been ships anchored there. 8.25 miles from West Kirby, and we're now at Neston. Here on the trail is quite a substantial cutting through the rock, and if you look at the rocks you can see the actual marks made by the pickaxes of the navvies who would have dug this out. I'm really not sure what these structures are here on the right. There are a number of them along this stretch. I've done about 10.5 miles, and this is Hadlow Road railway station, or once was. Well, I guess it gives a kind of a flavour of what things used to look like along this line, with the station and ticket office. And there's that a signal box there. They've even got a bit of track down as well. Let's go inside and have a look. Oh, this looks like it's a festive signal box, complete with the Christmas tree and a little model of the railway station as once was. That's super. Well, it's a view from the other side of the track, and a little waiting room. London and Lancashire Life Assurance Company. Oh, I wonder what's happened to them. Vim, I remember Vim. Leaving Hadlow Road now, and I can't have more than 2 miles to do before I'm at Hooton, and the end of my my walk. Well, I'm not far from Hooton railway station now. I've done over 12 miles and coming to the end of today's walk. Being a railway line, it's nice and flat. I've jogged most of the way, but in summer it'd make a lovely walk, and it's absolutely superb for cycling. Because of the weather today, it hasn't been very busy. The weather was horrible earlier on. It was raining quite hard, but for the second half of the walk it's fined up and it's not too bad now. Well, I've just got one more section to do to complete the Wirral Circular Trail, and that will be from Hooton Station back to Birkenhead and close the loop.